Hey, are you thinking about moving to Summit, New Jersey? I've asked you that question before, but we're back here today in Summit to do a little bit of a different tour. Last time I showed you the downtown, and if you haven't seen that yet, I'm going to link it right here so you can take a look. I go through Maple Street, give you a tour of some of the amenities that Summit has to offer. Today I'm standing in front of the train station, and the train station is located on Broad Street, and the middle here where you've got the pickup drop-off area is Elm Street. And what we're gonna do is walk straight down Elm Street. It kind of hits the middle school, and then we're gonna turn and go back down Elm Street and show you a couple homes. The first one's on Elm Street, and then we got 3 other homes. The price range here, we're gonna show one below $1 million, 2 in between $1 million and $1.5 million, and one that's over $1.5 million, that's just under $2 million. But give you a sense of what homes are selling for in the area right now. It's the end of 2022. These sales would have happened in the 3rd quarter, and I'm filming this now in the 4th quarter, but just to give you a sense of what's here, what's going on in the market right now. Obviously, if you're seeing this in the future, things are going to be a little bit different, but overall, you know, appreciation, depending on what things are going in terms of appreciation, it shouldn't be too different. And obviously every house is case by case. So some of them have sold in the last 30 days, but a couple were about 2 months ago. So yeah, let's go check out some Summit recent sales. Hey, if this is your first visit to the channel and you're looking to learn everything there is to know about the Midtown direct suburbs of New York City, then subscribe below and tap the notification bell so you can be the first to hear about the current market conditions here in New Jersey and New York. Hey, I'm Jeff, and I get calls every day from people just like you who are thinking about moving to one of New York City's amazing suburbs. And I love it. So whether you're moving in 7 days or 7 months, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email so we can help you find the perfect place. So as I said at the top, we're gonna head down Elm Street and take a look. But in the meantime, I wanted to take a little side tour because I'm on the downtown Village Green. And what's really cool about Summit that I didn't mention in my video of the downtown is the Summit Public Art Society. And they've got some amazing installations that go on throughout the city. In the downtown, on the green, this is a beautiful installation of a painting, but it's of these like old ceiling tiles that they painted to look like a cloud scene. And there's a really pretty quote on the back of this area. And across the street got another artist that did these sort of beautiful flag, rows of flags, different angles and paths, really pretty stuff. And in the downtown right now, there's a really cool sculpture, sort of human scale, human anatomy sculpture kind of a thing throughout Springfield. And yeah, really beautiful artist. That's always changing throughout the years, so you're gonna wanna check that out and see what's coming up. So I'll put a link below to some of the artists that I've shown here, and then yeah, why don't we head down the street and show you some homes. So we're at 67 Elm Street, and Elm Street's a really pretty block. It runs from the train station, which is just down there, and then it runs up to Mountain Avenue, and this is 67 Elm Street here. What's cool about Elm Street is it used to actually, if you're looking at the middle school, it used to cut right across and go through the middle school parking lot and then hook around through the middle of the town, and it would end at the train station. And now it doesn't quite do that. It gets interrupted by the school parking lot. But anyways, side note, interesting history to this listing, which was closed within the last 30 days. 67 Elm Street is 3,495 square feet is the listing, and it was listed at 1.6, and then it was only on for a month, and then it came back up with a new agent, and that new agent listed it at 1.4. It was on for 11 days, and it went for exactly for 1.4 for the sale price. The details on it are as follows. It was built in 1928, and it had some renovations in 2013. It's a 1/4 acre lot, and 4 bed, 2 full bath and 2 half bath, and it's a colonial style. I call it like a shed dormer colonial because you can see how it has sort of the wraparound, sort of a Dutch roof, and then the shed dormer upstairs for the bedrooms. So it just goes to show you listing price makes a big difference. Strategy there makes a big difference. So you're gonna wanna keep that in mind when you're looking at pricing your home. and of course when you're looking at making your offer. So we'll talk about that more in other videos, but here we are, 67 Elm Street. Okay, so here we are at Mountain Avenue. This is 72 Mountain Avenue right behind me. And we are on Mountain Avenue, which spans sort of north, south throughout the city. Very long road, actually goes all the way into Berkeley Heights and New Providence. You can see beautiful fall foliage here. 72 Mountain Avenue also had an interesting history with the listing. This one was originally listed in July at $849. So it's a tricky list price, and they took it down after a while and decided to relist. They actually went on and off a few times, so it's hard to know the actual story, you know, without knowing the sellers. But the final list price was $699, so they took a different strategy. As I was saying, list price strategy is very important. So what they tried to do in the end was take a very aggressive listing price, $699. $999, and it went in 2 days. So they basically had like a bidding war at the end. They said, we're going to lower the price, get people in the door, and it ended up, the sale price was $775,000, and it went in 2 days. So definitely listing price makes a big difference. And you know, again, I don't know the details of the situation, so definitely no judgment, but you can see when you aggressively underprice, you're going to get bids that come in above asking because people know what the value is. And it's almost like you know, when you go to buy a piece of art, they start the bidding at a low number and it goes up. So with real estate, you tend to think, oh well, it's a high number, I'm going to come down. But actually, the same thing can happen if you price it right. So, but at the original $849, it was too pricey for them. This was built in 1900. It's a Victorian style. There was some renovations done in 2017. And it's a little bit more than a quarter of an acre, and it's a 4-bed, 2.5 bath. So a long rambling story there. Really cool Victorian details with this. Octagonal corner turret and roof, and pretty wraparound porch. It's got a lot of tree cover. It does have a tricky driveway situation. Mountain Avenue is a slightly busier road, but it's a beautiful road. So just a couple different things to think about when you're looking at homes and considering the pricing. So definitely check that out if you want to see the photos of the inside. You can check that out online through Zillow or one of the others. But yeah, 72 Mountain Avenue. All right, so we're on Oak Ridge Avenue, which runs parallel to Mountain Avenue. We're actually right up just on the other side of where we just were at 72 Mountain Ave. This one is 61 Oak Ridge Avenue, and Oak Ridge Avenue runs as well north-south through Summit. This one you have a lot more shade. Most of the street is well shaded by these large growth, old growth trees. So this was built in 1930, had renovations in 2020. It sits on 0.315 acres, and it's a 5-bed, 4.5 bath. So this is an example of a great listing strategy. They listed it very well. 1925, so 1.925, and it sold in, well, the contract went under contract in 19 days, and it sold for 1.975, so it got 50,000 over asking in a very quick turnaround. So great example of how a good pricing strategy can really help. We've got this beautiful Tudor style design in this home, and again, beautiful large growth trees. Got some nice homes on either side, and behind me as well, across the street, lots of colonials, lots of Tudors, lots of Victorians as well in this area. Beautiful homes on Oak Ridge. So let's go down the block and see another one. We're just down the block on Oak Ridge Avenue. This is 19 Oak Ridge Avenue. The square footage was not listed. It was originally built in 1911, and it had some renovations done in 2013. It's listed, I'm not quite sure because the way they listed it with the lot size, I think it's 0.433 acres, but I'm not 100% sure on that. It's a 5-bed, 3.5 bath. The listing price, again, here's a good listing strategy price, $1.25 million, and it sold for $1.275, so 50,000 again. Oh, sorry, 25,000 over asking. Nice sort of sloping corner lot with this nice brick stone retaining wall, I should say. And it's this amazing, it's a colonial floor plan, but it's really an Italianate style. You can see these archtop windows, these sort of window box, flower boxes that kind of resemble something you'd see in Florence. That would be a bigger balcony on a mansion, a palace. Hipped roof, very, very nice details. And it's hard to see, but you can kind of see the dentils coming out on the eaves. Very pretty detailing on this one, and it went very quickly. It was only on the market for 17 days, and again, Oak Ridge, very shaded street, and with the fall you get a lot of beautiful foliage here. Again, beautiful, amazing Victorian homes down the road here. Closer to the downtown at this location than the other Oak Ridge spot, but beautiful, beautiful home, well appointed and tons of detail, and set up on a nice little hill there. So beautiful home in terms of case studies, great one to think about. Hey, I hope you found today's video helpful. 4 very beautiful homes to give you an idea of what's selling in Summit. But look, there's going to be a lot more coming up soon, so definitely get in touch so we can help you on your search. In the meantime, if you have any questions or comments, definitely leave them down below, and we'd like to get back to you. Or you can always shoot us an email or give us a call. We'd love to help. And yeah, I hope you subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you as part of the community. Lots of things to learn here in the Midtown Direct suburbs of New York City. So in the meantime, we'll see you in the next video.